Good day, good evening, good morning, depending where you're streaming from. Just short test. Can you hear me? Can you see me? If somebody can type in this chat box. Yes. Okay. Great. Thank you very much for joining this charity event. I'm very happy that we had a lot of dentists joining this session. Before we start, just few technical things. As you already discovered, here is chat box, and you're very welcome to write down whatever you want during the webinars. You can ask questions, put some comments, contribute in discussion if you have some experience with the injectable technique, and so on. Good evening to Namibia as well, Silvio. So whatever you want, whenever you want, please just type down. And when I finish the sentence, when I finish the slide, I will read the question and I will try to answer it. So today we have first webinar. It will be a bit shorter than second one. Today's one will be around 3.5 hours. We will have one short break, 10 minutes break in the middle of it, so we can have coffee or whatever. On Wednesday we'll have a bit longer than 4 hours webinar, also with short break. Today, after we finish with webinars, I will wait from Demio.com to send me recording. Then I will upload it as private YouTube video and send it to you tomorrow morning. So tomorrow, before noon, you will receive the recording of the first webinar, and on Thursday you will receive the webinar recording from second webinar. Regarding the recordings, it will be published as private YouTube videos, so you will only be able to access it with your email while being logged into YouTube with the same email that you made your reservation or that we already communicated so far. Later on, if you're using some other email for YouTube access, please send me over and I will open the access to another YouTube account of yours. So basically this will be from the technical instructions. Don't worry, only you can see me, nobody can see you. This is only my window and slides. Unfortunately, we don't have pointer here, so when I will be referring to different parts of the slides, I will be describing it, but nobody can see you. All of you can contribute in this chat box. On recording, chat box won't be visible, so I will read all questions out loud. So later on, if you will be rewatching it, and the access will be open for 10 days, so 10 days after we finish, you will have a chance to rewatch if you missed some important part, or if you want to refresh your knowledge. So I think whoever planned to join today live is with us, so we can shortly start. Just one thing: those webinars are only for your private use, so please do not try to duplicate it or to record it anyhow. You will get access to recording after we finish with today's masterclass. So I'm always starting with this slide. Simplicity is the key word that we will be following, or that will follow us during the whole masterclass, during both webinars. And why simplicity? Why I chose this one? Well, in modern dentistry, we are trying to follow some basic principles, okay, to have some simple and predictable procedure, to follow some simple protocol that will lead us to long-lasting, nice aesthetical, but also functional result with good longevity. We are trying to make our practice and our protocols more simple to use, not too complicated, not too expensive equipment. So all of those, and of course to use good materials which are not going to cause us problems after time or some complications. So all those I summed up in word simplicity. Okay, I'm still a young dentist. I'm fascinated by different kind of dentistry, different branches, implants, about the perio-surgery, ceramic veneers, composite veneers, ortho, you name it. I'm like this little girl playing in the sand. My manual skills are not on high level, like maybe some of yours are, nor this girl doesn't have great manual ability or skills, but somebody showed her how to fill this bucket with wet sand, although she didn't know much about statics, about the architecture, about sculpting details and so on. She was capable of reproduce this great morphology only with this molding or copy pasting technique. And the same thing I will be showing you today, how to get from this clinical situation, for example, to this one in very predictable and precise way. And you will hear this predictable and precise over and over again, because, for example, if all of us in this virtual room have the same patient and we have the same design or same mock-up based on which we can make same transparent silicon index, we will have the same final outcome. And this is what I mean predictable and precise, because as you will see later on, we can start our therapy or our treatment with already knowing the final design, the final morphology, and how our result will look like. Usually I'm speaking about various techniques which contains silicons and composite materials such as reconstruction of the incisal edge with regular palatal shell index, occlusal stamp technique, which you can also do with the silicon materials. And soon, next week, we will launch the new educational platform with a lot of free educational content, and also there will be occlusal stamp, a short occlusal stamp webinar around 2 hours. I'm also speaking about the mock-up and injectable technique. Of course, our main point of interest today will be injectable technique and mock-up as well, because without mock-up there is no much sense of going for injectable technique, which I will later on explain. And if we make few steps backwards, all those techniques, which includes different silicon indexes for copy pasting, for molding, for simulating the future length, to use as the orientation, for preparation, for building up, and so on. All this have been used in dental laboratory for many, many years ago, okay? My grandfather used to be a dental technician, and as a young kid, I used to spend my time in the lab observing his work, and what I can